Welcome in. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. All the things. All the things. This goes like this. How is everybody? All right, I've got my microphone. Let me know how it sounds. Hey, hey, welcome in. Welcome in, friends. Get my volumes turned down. There we go. Hi, guys. Welcome in. Hi, Cassie. How's my volume, friend? I know. Does that work? Do you like this? It's definitely different. Let me know how the volume is and how the sound is. I do have my microphone on. Volume is great. Okay, good, good. Thanks, friend. I appreciate you. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Good. Good, good. Turn my sign over here in just 1 minute. Let me get this settled. So my schedule for my evenings this week is super, super packed. And I want to go live because I enjoy hanging out with my crafty people. All right, I need you to cover your ears because this is going to be loud. It's a staple, so it's going to be loud. Hi, Miss Sharon. Thanks for the heart me. Thank you, thank you. Hope everybody's having a good Monday. I feel like I've been up for days. I just had a lot to get done today, and I'm just knocking it out, getting all my tasks done today. And part of that is going live with you guys. So I hope you're enjoying this view. I figured it would be good for you guys to get an over the head view of what I'm doing. All right. This gives you just an option to see. What do you think of this view? Is it a good view? I wasn't able to get myself shared out before I went live. If you knew where my camera was currently, it is all the way up there and I cannot reach it. Hi, Miss Tammy. Hi, Vicky. Hi, guys. Thank you, friend. Thanks for sharing me out. I know it's an odd time for me to go live, but here we are because you go live when you can hit that button. And this is my lunch hour. I do work a full-time 9 to 5. So sometimes you just got to make it work. As you can see, I put a sticker right there with my business on it on the sign. Mind you, people may or may not be able to see it on the wreath depending. But you still have to market yourself. You have to make sure you put your name anywhere you can on your designs. Gonna put a little bit of hot glue. Extra reinforcement never hurt anybody. And we'll let this dry while we cut some mesh. So this is a Merry Christmas sign, but it's got a lot of the gingerbread elements. So it's got the browns, the reds, the whites. All right, let me see if I can do this. There you go. Whoa. Let me make sure that this is actually going to dry the right way. All right, so I'm going to put this out of the way just so that I can focus on cutting mesh. So this is going to be a design that doesn't have a bow on it. Let me know in the comments by show of hands, have you ever designed a no bow design? It just means that you use other elements other than a bow. Hi, Miss Jessie. You've never done a bow with no wreath, or never done a wreath with no bow. Yeah, so this is a no bow design. It's a different customer base, obviously, for people that maybe just aren't a fan of bows. Maybe they don't know how to fluff a bow, so they don't like the bow because they don't know how to fluff it. If that makes any sense, think about it. Think about it. Think about not being able to fluff your bow, so the bow falling flat can make it not look so pretty, right? Hi, Miss Janie. Hey, Tammy. Hi, friends. I'm finishing off my ribbon tails by cutting them at an angle. This is typically how I finish off my tails. Depending on the design, depends on whether I would dovetail or cut at an angle. For this design, I feel cutting at an angle is going to work best, especially with the ribbons. Thicker ribbons, ribbons that stay and don't curl, I would definitely use a dovetail, but when the ribbon is not as canvasy, I guess is a good way of putting it, then I cut it at an angle so it still looks nice and it doesn't curl in. There you go, Sharon. You've done pancake wreaths without a bow. Yeah, once I learned how to make a bow that didn't go flat, Sharon, which has been a game changer for me. I now make bows for my pancakes, and it's crazy because I have a storm door. So my goal was to make a wreath that looks big and beautiful on my door so that I can put a bow on it. So when the door closes, you know how everything kind of flattens into place? This bow actually doesn't look bad. And it's with 4-inch ribbon, which I have fallen in love with. If you've been around here for a while, you know that Claudia loves 4-inch ribbon. There's so much you can do with it. So much you can do with it. All right. I actually debated going with the white, but because there's no bow in this design and there is white in it, I decided to go ahead and use white to make everything else pop. So we will be gluing in ornaments and some snowflakes and some greenery. Again, this will be a no bow design. Hey, Miss Marcy. Welcome in. All right. Just getting everything prepped. I am doing the fold over method. If you haven't seen me do the fold over method, well, you're in for a treat. I'm attempting to do this live with no music, so yay me. You have to step out of your comfort and get out of those comfortable things. Hi, Jackie. You like this view? Right? That's what I was thinking, Jackie. That's what I was thinking. Or Jen, sorry. Hi, Lisa. Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. So I did cut these ribbon tails to 13 inches using my ribbon tail, which are all linked in my bio. Everything I use, friends, I try to get you a link for, because I remember when I first started wreath making, the most frustrating part for me was seeing things that I wanted or seeing things that I wanted to use and the information not being available. So I try to share everything that I use with you in my links. So if there's anything that you're looking for that I haven't linked there, please reach out. You can message me right here on TikTok and I will be happy to help you. Hey Tony, how are you? Thanks, Jen. Yes, you can shop all my beautiful designs at claudiasdoordecor.com. If you haven't yet, go ahead and give me a follow. And also, if you haven't gotten your daily Heart Me, which is that little orange heart next to my name at the top left corner of the screen, if you click on that and get your daily Heart Me, it actually gives you points. It shows TikTok that you're here to engage. And that benefits you for when you go live. TikTok knows that you are actually a participator on this app, and it helps you get out there on the FYP. My name is Claudia. I'm the owner designer at Claudia's Door Decor. I have been in business since 2023. I am located just outside of Nashville, Tennessee. I am a huge fan of this wreath community here on TikTok. So if we haven't been acquainted yet, it is so nice to meet you. So nice to meet you. Thanks, friend. All right, so I am currently cutting these at 19, and I'm using two 10-inch rolls of mesh. Sorry, thought got stuck. It's almost as if my brain buffered. Does anybody else do that? Welcome to menopause. Thanks for the follow, Carolyn. It's nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Again, this is a new view that I'm trying out overhead. The camera is all the way above me. Thought this would be a good view for you to see what I am doing. You love it? Good. Good. Trying new things, you know? Thanks for the heart me, Timmy. Thanks for those that gave a heart me that I didn't see. I appreciate you. Thanks for the follows, friends. Welcome, welcome. Let me know in the chat, where are you watching from? Lenny, I'm fantastic, friend. I am doing super well. How are you? How's California? We've got Ohio in the house, Colorado, Carolyn. I want to go to Colorado so bad. Iowa with Jackie. This snowdrift always leaves little pieces of snow behind on my table. So if you see stuff blowing around, That is what that is. It's the snowdrift on the mesh. Utah, Missouri. I'm cutting it to 19 inches, friend. Hello, Germany. Oh my. Hello, Miss Sandra from Germany. Nice to meet you. I'm Claudia. We've got Pennsylvania in the house. Yeah, I'm cutting these to 19 inches. I need 18 cuts of both pieces. I am doing the fold over method. I have my sign prepped. I have my ribbon tails prepped. This is going to be a no bow design. I love how this app currently has us meeting people from all over the world. As we know, things will be changing. As fortunate or unfortunate as it is, there's no control over that, right? So we're just rolling with it. We will use it as long as we can and then switch to whatever we need to switch to. Miss Liz, hello. Yes, there's no bow in this design, friend. No bow in this design. What I like about using the fold over method is it uses 2 complete rolls of mesh, so there is no leftover. One more. So there is no leftover mesh. And I don't know about you, but no leftover mesh means I don't need to keep the rolls. So I like to be able to use all things. Oh, somebody wants to join me. I don't know that you know anything about wreath making, friends. I don't think that's appropriate. By the way, this ribbon holder is fantastic. I got it on the Zon. It is also linked in my bio for you to be able to pick it up. It can hold all your mesh as well as ribbons. I also got another one that I use for my shipping station for all my stickers and stuff. Okay, so 14 inch, 14.25, 14.25 wreath frame from the DT, already loaded with pipe cleaners, 10 to the outside, 8 to the inside. Okay. How big are the mesh rolls? This is a 10 inch. 10 inch. Sharon, I'm so glad that you bought the mesh roll. It really does help. It really does help. So we're going to be doing the fold over method. And friends, you're going to laugh, but no matter how many times I'm going to show this to you, it takes a minute to actually make it click in your own head. Do not give up. If you need extra assistance, I'm happy to help. I'm happy to help. We all learn somewhere. So let's get started, okay? So you're going to use the side that curls in. You're going to overlap it about an inch. I bring it down. I flip it over. And then right down that middle, I'm gathering all the cut edge. So this doesn't have any place for it to catch on anything. So you eliminate a lot of the fray because face it, as a wreath designer, our job is to minimize all we can of any fray. So again, you do the side that curls in, overlap it about an inch, bring it down, pinch and flip, and then walk your fingers right up that middle. Right? Yes. Yes, Mary. It is a good way to eliminate any type of pieces that would fray. So here I have my ribbon tails cut to 13 inches, finished at a diagonal. We're putting that right there in the middle, so it's a bunch, and it's going into the design. Grabbing that chenille, giving it several twists. Always give it extra twists because you don't know if along the way there could be, you know, an oops that you have to switch up. So you have to give yourself enough to be able to fix it. I think, is that the way that you can see the sign? Is that a good view? I'm trying a new view, Michelle. Trying a new view. Yeah, you can see the sign that way. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. So there's a lot of alternating pieces to this. So the other one had the red on top. This one's going to have the snowdrift burlap on top. So you're alternating not only the colors, you're putting different ribbons in as well as alternating how you put it in. You had literally given up on using mesh. I hear you. Yes, I'm giving an overhead view so that it's easier to see. So on this one, the snowdrift will go on top, and then I use the different ribbons that I'm adding to the bundle. And then this one went side to side, so this one's going to go up and down. The alternating will fill in that design really well. You're welcome, Jackie. You're welcome, friend. Yeah, Claudia is finally going to be teaching more, making tutorials more. I know how grateful I was to all the people that I was able to learn from, and I will be giving back to the community this way. All right, again, and I don't know about you, but it helps me to do as I watch, if that makes any sense. So doing the technique as you watch the technique will help, and ask any questions that you may have while I'm live. You'll have little stragglers, these pieces right here. Do not pull. Just a little nip and it's gone. But do not pull on those because you'll end up unraveling, right? Because we know working with mesh, things can unravel, but mesh is so durable. So durable for wreaths that are facing outside. So this one's going to go in horizontally. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm happy to answer. I know that you all might be on your lunch hour, taking a break, whatever it may be. I am happy to answer any questions you may have. Thanks for the follow. Jessie, I'm so glad. I'm so glad, friend. Tis the season, right? We've got to get these Christmas designs put into our shop so when people are shopping for their holiday decor, we are out there. Thanks for the follow, Joy. Again, this is going to be a no bow design. So you cut 18 to 19 inches on the mesh. Yes, that is correct. Hi, Bobby. I cut two 10-inch rolls of mesh to 19 inches. And for this design, you need 18 cuts. I've got 10 on the outside and 8 on the inside. And don't ever apologize for asking a question. You are perfectly fine, friend. I welcome any question you may have. So the last one was horizontal. This one is going to go in vertical. And I know that you saw my Chanel stem kind of slide a little bit. Once this is all in, nothing's going to slide because it all bumps up next to each other. But I promise you, twisting, leaving a good amount, you will be happy that you did. Because having to think about which way everything has to go, which ribbon it has to go with what, and especially like me that I'm talking through what I'm doing, you know, mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. You're getting a feel for this lunchtime lives. I'm telling you, Miss Cricket. Hello, my friend. That is my friend who is literally over the mountain from me. My friend is a fellow Tennessee, right, Cricket? I like the view too. I'm thinking this is really going to work. Yeah, I'm thinking this is a good one. It's a good view to show what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And since I want to be teaching more, because that's naturally what I do, like I'm a natural teacher. Those that know that when Claudia has information or learns something, I'm ready to teach it to my friends. Thank you, Miss Jen. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Cricket and I need to get together again. My husband actually travels to Knoxville quite often for work. And it's only, what, 3 hours? I think it's 3 hours. Yeah, because Gatlinburg is 4. But I love meeting and hanging out with people in this community. It is one of my favorite things. So see how that's coming together? See the colors? How everything's working together? Thank you, Jen. Thanks for all the roses. I'm so glad that roses don't actually start falling on my head as you do that, because that would get interesting in here, especially with the thorns. Thank you, love. I appreciate you. All right, so again, it's a lot of alternating pieces. And I don't know if you know this, but if you pinch the screen and want to zoom in on something, you just pinch the screen like you would on a picture, and it can zoom in for you so you can see closer up any part of the screen. Hi, Deb. Hi, Becky. So I used 2 rolls of 10-inch mesh cut at 19 inches. So it uses up the entire rolls. And this is called the fold over method. That is the method that I am currently using. There you go. You're very welcome. Welcome in, friends. So nice to see you guys here during your lunch hour. Thank you for spending it with me. If you do me a favor and go ahead and get your daily heart me, that orange heart up at the top of the screen, that actually benefits you, the watcher. But if you get your daily heart me with me every day, you'll start gaining points for your participation during this live. Thank you, Miss Tammy. If I'm missing any of your comments, guys, I apologize. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. I appreciate all the follows. This is a new view. So that's why you see comments about the view. I know for me, an overhead view is always helpful and beneficial when I'm learning new techniques or when I'm watching somebody. I can always learn better with an overhead view. Hey, Jason. How is that tattoo healing? My daughter is a tattoo artist, and she gave Jason and his wife beautiful tattoos. Right, Jason? Thanks, friend. Shanna, thank you for the follow. It's looking great. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, after we go on our cruise, Amanda is giving me some fresh ink. And I'm really looking forward to it because I've really postponed it. Megan's is amazing. That's awesome. I have to run to Dollar Tree to get some more pumpkins. Cricket, thanks for stopping in, friend. Get those DT pumpkins. Do you glue your pipe cleaners on? Elva, I do not. The way that I put the mesh into the design, it bumps up to each piece, so I fill it in so much that it really doesn't move. So I haven't found that I needed to glue the pipe cleaners on. However, I do know that there are people that do that, and if it works for you, I always say just do what works for you. Try it. You know, try whatever works for you. If you see a tip from a creator that tells you, hey, this is how I do it and it works for me, I just say do it. Try it. You never know what's going to work for you or what you like. That's why I love that we're all so different, because every single one of us has something to offer to this community, you know? Thank you for the follow. Bye, Jason. Give Kevin a kiss for you? Sure, Jason. I'll let him know you said so. Too funny. It is a hedgehog, Kathy. This is my pin hedgehog. This is where I put all of my pins. Whenever I'm using ribbon, my hedgehog holds my pins. Did you zoom in on it? Did you guys know that you can zoom in Just touch your camera, zoom in. You can see my little hedgehog. Yeah, it was cute. I know, I think it's cute. Now, real hedgehogs, not so much. But I will do a fluffy hedgehog. Is that a bow? I don't know what you're asking me about. A bow where? You can't zoom in? Oh, friend, I'm sorry. When I figured that out, now I have an Android. I don't know if it's just an Android thing, but you can zoom in on TikToks using an Android. So I don't know. I don't know. Honey, thank you for the follow. There's a bow on the hedgehog. No, it isn't. This is a, look. They're little butterfly pins that came with it. So no, there's butterflies. Those are butterflies. They're butterflies. Tammy, really? I didn't know. I didn't know it had like an attitude like that. I can do on iPhone pinch screen. See, there we go. Okay, here's an example. See what I did there? I picked up the wrong bunch because I was talking and focusing on a hedgehog. No problem though. But I left enough here so that I could undo it. See? That's a perfect example of why you leave enough on your Chanel stem so that when something like that happens, you can fix it. On this particular fold over method as well, you can use as thick or as thin of ribbon as you want. So if you decided, hey, I really like these 2.5 inch ribbons, or I really like these 1.5 inch ribbons, the size of the ribbon doesn't matter as much as the consistency. Is there a difference if you start on the center row as opposed, I'm assuming as opposed to the outside? So the way that I want my design to look is I want it stacked. So in order to have the stack, so the bottom will then stack to the top. So I haven't done it where I've done the middle and then done the outside. It's not like a cruffle method. I think a cruffle method allows for that. However, I have not done it with this method, so I would have to try it to let you know how it looks, if it looks any different. Thanks for the follow, JH. All right. This is the last piece in the bottom. Now the way that I've gone around, the two pieces to the side of it should both be horizontal since I'm putting this one in vertical. And because I followed that back and forth pattern, it actually worked out. So yay. Remember, lots of twists. I have my glue pot on. Again, this is going to be a no bow design. And now I'll be going through and standing up all of the pipe cleaners in the center. so that I'm not struggling to find them as I put them in. Okay. There we go. Okay. Any questions? Tracy, hi, love. So good to see you. Glad you're here. Thank you, Jen. Yes, you can find all of my designs at claudiasdoordecor.com. All of my designs are for purchase. I'm actually getting ready for an in-person Art in the Park event that is done locally every year. Hello, Miss Yashira. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. So there's things that I have to get done in order to finish strong, if that makes any sense. I need to have things bagged and tagged. And then I need to figure out my bow display this year. So that's always a challenge, but I have several friends in the community that have shared wonderful ideas. So I will be implementing some of those ideas. So I'm excited about that. Do you price tag all your wreaths at shows? Yes, I do, because customers don't want to be looking for prices on your items at craft shows. They want to be able to see them and not have to ask questions. So I have learned that putting a price tag right on the front of your design so they don't have to ask really helps them shop. So definitely put price tags. I'm having Larry to build me a frame around pegboard. That makes a lot of sense. That would work really well. And I cannot wait to see what Larry builds for you. Guys, we got to use our creative skills. And if you use the community, if you ask a question, there's somebody that has an answer that works for them. Hi, Miss Connie. Hello, friend. We have a lot of people that are so very helpful in this community. And I am so sure that if you're having a question, struggle, problem with something that you're trying to work on, somebody in the community would love to be like, hey, this is what I do. This works for me. And if you don't have people in the community that do that for you, you need to find a new community. Just saying. Anita, no worries, honey. You didn't join late. You're just on time. I appreciate you coming in here. So I used 2 rolls of 10-inch mesh, and my pieces are cut to 19 inches because I have 18 ties on this wreath form. I have 10 to the outside, 8 to the middle. I'm going to need 18 cuts. So 19 inches, make sure that I use the entire roll of mesh without anything left over. And I don't know about you, but that's a win-win situation. Hi, Miss Cindy. All right. So again, this is a no bow design. And And you see that little piece that's hanging off the edge right there? This little, we are not pulling anything. We're just going to cut it. You don't want to unravel anything. So we just simply go ahead and give it a nip. Thank you, Miss Tracy. This is a 14.25 inch frame from the DT. This makes between a 23 and a 24 inch wreath size. Thank you, Miss Tracy. Exactly. I am not a fan of having leftover scraps of mesh either. So the designs that I make, there's always a purpose for the leftover pieces. But with this particular method, I don't have any. So that's a win-win for me. Win-win for me. Thank you, Miss Anita. I have several friends that have used this method and enjoy it as well. And they actually use this method in ways that I have yet to use this method. I have a friend that actually uses this method on her pancake wreaths. And she says that that they fit right between the doors. Now, I haven't tried it. It doesn't mean that it doesn't work, but I have done this also on the 15-inch with the tinsel ties on them. This method works there too. TM, I know. They're hard to find. They're hard to find. I've had several friends grab them for me whenever they find them in their area. So I have paid for shipping in order to get them. Oh, you use them on the paint? See, my friend Angela, I love you. She uses them on this method on the paint stick swag as well. Okay. Make sure you're alternating so that it fills in. Because you want that wreath to look nice and full. And remember, there's no bow on this. So everything I do from here on out, I am adding embellishments. But there are customers who prefer not to have a bow because they struggle to know how to fluff a bow. Because, you know, there's a method to it. Got to run those fingers along the wire. Tam, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, I will be doing more of that. I will be doing more teaching. I'm definitely working on not having music, as you can tell. So you will find this uploaded to my YT channel. If you look up Claudia's Door Decor on the Oogly Googly, you will find all the platforms that I am on. It's actually a red mesh. This is a red mesh. Isn't it cool, though, that when you add a little bit of burgundy, it actually makes the red pop differently? It's actually fantastic. Mixing colors and it looks really pretty. And I don't love the fact that the camera never does justice, right? Whether it's the lighting or your phone or my phone, you know, it just doesn't translate well. But the mesh is actually a red mesh, and it's got some foil in it, that metallic foil. So it's got little hints of shiny to it. Right? Isn't that crazy? I told you. It is nutter butter. That's why taking pictures when you're listing your items is so important, to have good lighting. But a picture will never do a design justice, at least in my opinion. And if your picture looks better than your design, then that's a whole different story. Right? So glad to see so many of you that I haven't seen in a while. I have been going live in the evenings about 4:30 Central Time. And this week it's not going to work for me to go live at that time. So I've opted to use my lunch hour to come on here and design for content. And I'm just so happy to see so many of you. I didn't realize it would be this popular on here. I've gotten more views today than I ever have in the afternoon or in the evening, 4:30. So it's kind of crazy. But I'm glad you're spending your lunch hour with me. All right. What is the method you're using now? This is called the fold over method. This is the fold over method. I'll walk you through it here in just 1 second. And as you can see, I bundle. I'm only touching this pipe cleaner one time, other than putting it on the wreath frame. I touch it one time, so everything goes in at the same time. Vicky, thank you. I found this technique over a year ago. I don't know if you watch them, but Zach and Ronnie of Wreaths of Joy, they do a fold over method. That's where I learned it from. And believe it or not, I do it wrong. So they go up, they fold it over, and then they go up the middle like this. They go up like this, where I take those cut edges, about an inch overlap, I bring it down, and then I flip it, and then I'm gathering all that fray. All the places that could possibly fray are right here. So about an inch over. Now I have a friend who does this method who doesn't flip it, and that's perfectly fine. That's what works for her. Please do what works for you. I know that was a little rhymey. That was a little rhymey. What is your pieces cut at? 19 inches, friend, and I get 18 cuts. So that means I'm using 2 full rolls of 10-inch ribbon. There we go. Yes, Anita, I like it too because of how all the pieces look when they're nice and tucked. They really look good. It is different. It is a very different look because it doesn't have the curls. Okay. Thank you for the follows. You should be able to zoom in on your phone to zoom into the design if you want to see a closer look. I'm thinking everybody's really liking this view. I think you can see more. Of course, you can also see more of my mess, but you know, whatever. It's a craft room. It's a craft room. Therefore, it's going to be a little bit disheveled. That's a good word. It's a little bit disheveled, as it should be this time of year, right? Busy making all the cool stuff. Sue, thank you so much for the follow. She's like, no judgment here. Right, friend? It's all good. If I was trying to be perfect, I wouldn't be going live. Because perfect is too hard, my friends. Perfect is too hard. All right. Got to make sure all the fuzzy stuff from the snowdrift isn't hanging out in the design. All right. There we go. There's the base. Right, unattainable. Yes, good word. Tammy, good word. Good words, friends. Let me just say that the people that do design and have the discipline to keep their craft rooms up to par, where at any time or at any point anybody can walk into their craft room and start designing, kudos. Kudos, kudos. I admire that. I admire that. And I strive to be better. So I am better than I once was. But perfection is not happening here. All right. Just making sure that those tails are seen, because that is what. Okay. All right. I'm getting my yarn needle. Several years ago. I've only been doing this for 5, but I've been in business for 2. I had a wonderful friend that I watch on here show this little trick to get through the mesh, because that's the ultimate goal, is to get all the way through to the wire. I have a more direct way going this way. There we go. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. There we go. She's through. This is the not so fun part. Attaching signs. So this is a wood sign. So the way that I attach them is I use a 1/4 inch staple, and I use an all AWL so that the staple doesn't go through the wood. So it gives it just enough so that it doesn't go all the way through, because you'll ruin your sign if you just staple to the back with the wrong size staple, and we don't want to do that. So in my link tree, in my profile, you will find all the places that I shop. You will find an Amazon affiliate link with all the tools that I use. So I've taken the time to curate that for you to help you on your wreath making journey. Miss Tanya, hello, love. Is it Bonessa? I'm trying. I think I wrote your name down. I want to say it rhymes with Vanessa, and I think it's Bonessa, but I could be wrong. So I apologize. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm trying this new view so that I can teach more, because that is what I enjoy doing most, is teaching my friends what I've learned. All right. I'm just getting this sign attached now, wrapping it around 2 of the wires. I'm glad you're enjoying this view. I know for me, it's how I learn best. So my husband and I have been working on it for a bit, trying to figure out what the best angle is. So it could change because I'm not so thrilled about how much you can see. I just want it to be more focused around the table. But any feedback that you may have, any thoughts you may have about the view, I welcome any feedback. Thank you for the follows, friends. I'm also not used to going live without any music, so there's that, and I think people might like that better. And thank you, Jen, for pinning my shop, honey. You can find all my designs at claudiasdoordecor.com. I'm also happy to customize a design for you if there's colors that you're looking for or anything like that. Okay, here comes the puzzle piece. There we go. All right. It's as if you're wrestling, right? Just trying to get the sign in. Thank you, Miss Tracy. Since I have the comments swiped over, I really can't see my screen right now, just to be sure that I can see your comments. So once I get this tied in, I'm going to look to see what the best direction will be so that you can see the design head on as I add different elements to it. Again, this is a no bow design. No bow design. Okay. What are we thinking? Are we loving this? Let me see. Look at that. That way you can see it. I like that. That actually works out super well. I can see it. You can see it. All good things. All right, now we're going to add some elements. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Don't mind me, I need a water break, so instead of having you listen to me drink, I'm turning off my microphone. Did that work? Yeah, I didn't want you guys having to hear me gulp water. I needed some water. Okay. So, good, good. Okay, good. So I'm thinking I want to add some berries, but I'm not sure that I want all these leaves. Do I want some leaves? Some leaves, I don't mind. Lots of leaves, I don't want. Or maybe no leaves. Because that can be better too. Ooh. Can you see that? Can you zoom in and see this? I'm thinking I like it. I like it, like it. All right, let's see about putting some big pieces in. Because we're pulling from those snowflakes that are already on there. These snowflakes are from the at-home store. I am, Jen. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. All I'm doing now is gluing. The design's already finished. So, yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. See, sometimes you need bigger tools because the pieces have wire in them that your normal tools struggle with. So the right tool, this is going to fly. Oh, yay, it didn't. Thank you, thank you. All right. So I'm going to put some big snowflakes Again, this is a no bow design. Goodness. Got to get some muscles. Muscles. It's fine. It's so fine. Oh, goodness. Thanks for the follow, friends. Yeah, if you want to see somebody be a little nutty and design, welcome to my page. Okay, placement. We like it. We like it. Now, with deco mesh designs, when you are gluing items in, it's always best to take a moment and put your items in before committing. So, this is in a triangle formation, which is what we are taught. So that works super well. Yes, with no bow, friend. So I've got my Shore Bonder glue pot that I'm using over here. I have a friend named Cara of Enchanted Vines who basically turned me on to this. And forget the fact that it's pink. Hello. Pink is my favorite color. So of course I wanted it. And I am using glue pellets. And right now, I can honestly tell you, I'm actually a fan. Yes, a pink one. Yes, ma'am. I have a pink Shore Bonder skillet. And I am loving it. All right, so the flakes are in. And now I'm going to add some ornaments. Oh yeah, I said it was no bow, but I didn't say it was no bling, okay? Said no bow, I didn't say no bling. Hey, Miss Angel. So we are doing all the things. I do take these pieces off of here because what I'm doing is I'm gluing and I'm putting the piece in. So we don't need that piece. And fortunately for me, this ornament has all the colors that I'm using in this design. So we work in odd numbers. So if you're going to put in ornaments and stuff, it's best to use odd numbers. So 5 of these is what I've opted to put in this design. And you have to be sure that from every angle there's an interest point. As you can imagine, the ornament has glitter on it. So my glue pot now has some red glitter in it. That's okay. It's all good. Again, thank you for joining me this afternoon. It is a pleasure to see all of you here. Several of you have followed. This angle is new to me, so I'm hoping you're enjoying the new view, the new angle. Tis the season. I have glitter. I'm glitterified. It's fine. It's fine. I can put another one right here. Do you like it, Jen? Are you surprised? Hi, Brandy. Hello, friend. My friend from Wyoming who shares the most beautiful views. So when I put the ornament into the glue, because I'm taking off the top part, there's air, right? So then it blows a bubble. It's blowing a bubble. It is so funny. There, there, there. I think I want one right here. All right. That'll also help hold up that. Wow. Loving it. And now for berries. This is the last element that I will be adding. I've opted to remove the leaves because they don't suit what I'm trying to do. Oh my goodness. That is so kind. Thank you so much. Did I say your name right earlier? Janie, you love the camera view? Good. I'm glad you were able to catch me too, love. I know, I kind of threw everybody for a loop, but I'm thinking that this time frame may work. I'm just going to have to have some stuff pre-done so I can keep the live to an hour because I am a bit over, but today's a test day. So if I can keep it to an hour, I can continue to go live at this time. Thank you, Christy. Thanks for the follow, Miss Debbie. I'm just going to get all of these prepped because I don't have actually enough to use for a separate design. You know when that happens. Gotta do what you gotta do. But all this green stuff is not necessary. Thank you again for joining me. Again, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and you can watch this live in its entirety there. Angel, that's because we're all here. We're hanging out with me right now. And then you can hang out with me over there. I love the support of this community so very much. A lot of the people that are currently in the chat, I've actually had the opportunity to meet in person. Such a blessing. And we're even traveling together in January. Isn't that nutty? Isn't that just a little bit nutty? But we're going to vacation with our families, and we're going to make bows in Mexico. I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, this is going to happen after fourth quarter, so we can unwind together, spend some quality time. Right? The berries are making things pop, right? Another thing of interest. Yes, this is a no bow design. No bow design. But if a customer needs a bow for the purposes of adding either to their mailbox or to add to the sconce next to your door, I can make a bow for you to match. So that it's all coinciding with your decor. Gingerbread themes, colors are one of those things that aren't going anywhere. So you can always count on making a gingerbread design that people will enjoy. Thank you, Tony. Thanks, Jen, for posting that for me. So, Jen, I'm paying attention to the time. And had I had everything cut and prepped, I would have been able to be done in an hour. So that just tells me that the next time, which is tomorrow, I go live at this time. If I have everything prepped, it'll be an hour. So it's good. This is a learning day. We are pivoting, adjusting, learning all the things, all the ways to promote our businesses. I have several in the chat that are part of my Discord community. They are so supportive. And we all pitch in to support and help one another. Just more prep. Yes, just more prep and I'll be set. Did I just rhyme? Did I just Dr. Seuss that? I'm giving berries places to live. A little more 3D, three-dimensional. All right, what are we thinking? Back here. Because, you know, when things grow in nature, because we're going to pretend, you know, this is such a natural thing. Everything isn't so perfect, matchy-matchy, right? Everything kind of shows up in different ways, in different forms. But I'm loving this. Okay, friends. This is it. And I don't know what I just did. So if I blocked or ended up doing anything to anybody, sorry. Did I just pause myself? Caramba, somebody stop me. There we go. Okay. Here's the final design, friends. There we go. So I have ornaments, I have snowflakes, I have picks, I have ribbon, but there's no bow. I have thoroughly enjoyed my time here with you all. Thank you so much for spending your afternoon with me. I hope your lunch was fantastic. And again, I'm hoping that future lives will only be about an hour. That way I can continue to go live at this time, because right now this is what's going to work for me. You guys have a wonderful Monday. I will see you all around TikTok. Bye, guys.